This is the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I'm your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We discuss music mainly from the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We also, from time to time, dive into film and video game scores, and we sprinkle in some surprises along the way. Michael, what you been listening to the last couple of weeks?
So, I listened to the whole catalog of Protest the Hero.
Oh yeah? Start to finish?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Find anything new that made your favorites list?
All the albums made it to my everything playlist.
Nice. It's interesting. Well, I guess let me ask you this. Did you start at the beginning and work your way to present, or did you
Present
go
to
a different
old.
way? Present to old? Okay. I was going to say, it's interesting to mark their evolution from where they began to where they're at now, but you kind of went in a backwards direction, so you saw them devolve. So let me ask this. Do you prefer the older stuff to the newer stuff?
I think it's all on its own playing field.
Fair enough. Okay. Any particular favorites that you discovered in your journey? Any favorite albums?
The one before Fortress.
Calculated use of sound, is that it?
No, that's the first one.
Keziah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Keziah. Yeah, that's a good album. Really good album. Do you like that as well as you liked Fortress?
Yeah.
Awesome. What'd you think about Pacific Myth? That was one of my favorites.
It was good.
Right on.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, for me, I decided to check out the new Bear McCreary record titled The Singularity Eclipsis. This is the sequel to the outstanding 2024 concept record, The Singularity. This album has some really good moments and some not so good moments. It's really not as consistently fantastic as The Singularity was. It is chock full of guest collaborators, much like the original Singularity. Some of the guests that are featured include Brendan McCreary, Alyssa White-Glutz, Joe Duplantier, Claudio Sanchez, Tim Henson, Steve Vai, Guthrie Govan, Stuart Copeland, Slash, Duff McKagan, Chad Smith, and Jens Kidman. It's star-studded. Some standout tracks for me include Our Kingdom, Black Box, Sweet Misery, Blue Shift, Cool Kids, Shades of Grey, and The Elephant's Foot. I also checked out the deluxe edition version of Alien Ant Farm's Anthology. This is the 25th anniversary remaster of the band's sophomore record, and it's one of my favorite records ever. I forgot how much I love this record. It's such a damn good listen. There are some tracks that genuinely still go hard as hell. In my opinion, this band should have been so much bigger. There are so many better songs on this album than just their cover of Smooth Criminal. Standout tracks for me include Courage, Movies, Flesh and Bone, Summer, and Attitude. All great tunes. I also finished up my Black Sabbath journey. I checked out their album 13, and I also checked out the final live record that they did with Ozzy, titled Live Gathered in Their Masses. And I also checked out the fan-made version of 13 titled 13 Unloaded. And what they did was they took some unreleased songs from 13 and incorporated them back into the record. 13, for what it's worth, is sort of a return to their early sound, more sludgy and psychedelic. Good stuff. It's really good stuff. There's some fantastic songs on there. The live record, in my opinion, is way too short. I think it's only 10 songs. Kind of disappointing considering the band's vast catalog of music, but it was still a good listen. I've thoroughly enjoyed my journey going through all of Sabbath's catalog. There's no doubt in my mind why these guys are considered the beginning of heavy metal. I mean, they are the godfathers of heavy metal, no doubt. And that's pretty much all I've been listening to also. I got pretty busy at work this week, so didn't have much time to dig into much else. Michael, anything else from you before we move on?
Nope.
All right. So now we'll get into the art of discovery. This is our segment where we take a listen to a few bands that are either unsigned or just not getting the amount of love we feel they deserve. We're going to kick things off with one of our repeat bands on the show. This is a metalcore band out of Houston, Texas. This is Enthronement with their song Siren. And once again, that was Enthronement with their song Siren. You can purchase their music from the iTunes store. Michael, it feels like Enthronement gets better and better every time we hear a new song from them, dude. This song is killer.
Agreed.
Outstanding stuff. Very much in the vein of Spirit Box. Did you catch that vibe, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Hard as hell. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our next song comes from a post-rock band out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is The Depth Beneath Us with their song Head and the Transient Love. And once again, that was The Depth Beneath Us with their song Head and the Transient Love. That comes from their album Descent. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, thedepthbeneathus.bandcamp.com. Michael, I love this one too, dude. Very cinematic.
Amazing.
Great stuff, man. Absolutely gorgeous.
Agreed.
All right. Our final song comes from a metal band out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. This is Visions of Terror with their song Phoenix Rising. Fight And once again, that was Visions of Terror with their song Phoenix Rising. That comes from their album, The Dark Triad. You can purchase their music from the iTunes store. Michael, I couldn't let you go without getting your face melted, dude.
That was amazing.
Yes, dude. It goes so hard.
It does.
Did you add that album instantly to your playlist?
I did not.
Dude. Great stuff. All right. We'd like to thank all three of the bands that we got to feature on this episode's Art of Discovery segment. If you would like to have your music featured on this segment, feel free to reach out to us either via email at lightmovepod@gmail.com or via one of our various social media accounts. If we dig what we hear, we would love to feature your music on the show. All right, Michael. Now let's get into our main topic. This time around, we're going to break down the soundtrack to the 1995 Mortal Kombat film. Mortal Kombat's original motion picture soundtrack is a compilation album that accompanied the 1995 film Mortal Kombat. Interesting to note, and we're going to get into some of this as we get into our track-by-track analysis, but it's interesting to note that there were 3 songs from the band Stabbing Westward that were included in the film, but they didn't make the soundtrack. Those songs are Lost, Lies, and Can't Happen Here. All 3 of those tracks appeared on their album Ungod, but bizarrely didn't make the Mortal Kombat soundtrack. Apparently, the story behind that was that the band and their management basically misjudged the film's potential success and ended up declining to license the tracks for the album. Crazy.
Yes.
Metal vocalist Burton C. Bell, formerly of Fear Factory, is the only artist on the album to appear twice, once with his primary band, Fear Factory, and again with his side project, Geezer. The Mortal Kombat soundtrack was nominated for the Motion Picture Sound Editors USA Golden Reel Award. It won the BMI Film and TV Awards BMI Film Music Award. The soundtrack went platinum in less than a year, reaching number 10 on the Billboard 200. It was included in the 2011 Guinness World Records Gamers Edition as the most successful video game spin-off soundtrack album. It was the first electronic dance music record to receive a platinum certification in the United States. Some pretty high praise there.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Michael, with that little bit of background out of the way, let's go ahead and start diving into this monster of a soundtrack. We kick things off with track number 1. This is George S. Clinton, who was the composer on the film, and this is a song titled A Taste of Things to Come. What you got on this, Michael?
It's a short track. It kind of comes like towards the middle of the movie. So there's a little thing. The tracks aren't really ordered in a specific way.
Right. Yeah. The song is featured during the dinner scene as an unnamed fighter challenges Sub-Zero. Said unnamed fighter gets got. And I do want to preface that our listening of this album also included showing Michael the film, so he got to see the film for the first time. let me ask you this, Michael. What'd you think about it?
It wasn't bad. It's...
You can be honest. Don't hold back.
No, I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's okay. It had me lost a whole bunch.
It's kind of cheesy. And, you know, I'm sure you looking at it and having never seen it before, probably you're looking at, you know, the really crummy, outdated CGI and it.
Well, I wasn't focusing on that, but that was not the best.
Some of the performances are way over the top. They just chew up the scenery. It's, for its time, it was an event because the video game had, the original Mortal Kombat video game had taken the world by storm at that point. Like, everybody and their brother, as far as kids and teenagers, were playing that game. We were sharing, you know, the fatality codes with each other in school, and, you know, it was a huge deal. So for that game to become a movie was a massive deal at the time. Cheese and all.
It just wasn't that... It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings if you were to say that you didn't really like it. So it's certainly a product of its time.
Did not age well.
No. So yeah, like you said, this is just a short intro track. It opens up with an excerpt from the film with Shang Tsung advising the combatants that a demonstration of the tournament is imminent. The music itself sounds like aggression, danger, and action. The song opens with the crash of a gong. There's this palpable sense of tension that builds up to the crash of the gong once more. The song comes to a dark, ominous close. Interesting to note on this, Michael. Film composer George S. Clinton brought in guitarist Buckethead to play on the score. The exotic metallic edge cutting through the orchestral tension is Buckethead working his magic. And at the time, Buckethead was still kind of an unknown quantity. So very cool that Buckethead appears on this soundtrack. You've probably never listened to any of his stuff aside from maybe being in the car when I've listened to some of his stuff. He's an amazing guitarist. One of my favorites. Michael, anything else on A Taste of Things to Come?
Nothing.
Okay. So now we'll move on to track number 2. This is Gravity Kills with their song Goodbye, the demo version. What you got on this, Michael?
Is this 9 Inch Nails?
Totally, dude. Totally. This song gives all the 9 Inch Nails vibes.
The question that we're all wondering, is it 9 Inch Nails? No. No, it is not. But it gives all the 9 Inch Nails vibe. The vocals, the like rhythm, just everything.
Yeah, dude.
It gives 9 Inch Nails.
Very much inspired by that early 9 Inch Nails sound for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think this song has a dirty, sexy, danceable rhythm to it. Kurt Kern's bass line is very bouncy and invites you to move. Jeff Shields' vocal approach reminds me very much of Trent Reznor. There's that passive aggressiveness to his delivery in the verses. Then there's that angry aggressiveness in the chorus. Matt Dudenhofer's guitar work in the chorus has that distinct industrial metal sound to it. Something that you and I definitely commonly associate with that early 9 Inch Nails guitar sound.
Mm-hmm.
There's a false stop to the song at the 2-minute 14-second mark that even features the sound of a screeching guitar playing to the emptiness. Then the song picks back up a few moments later. Did you pick up on that, Michael?
Yes, I did.
The lyrics to the song fit Sonya Blade's character in the film perfectly. She doesn't feel like she needs help, that she's capable of doing things on her own. This song is featured during the end credits of the film. Fun fact, the version on the soundtrack is explicitly the demo version. Gravity Kills was an unsigned band out of St. Louis when this dropped, and the massive exposure from Mortal Kombat launched their entire career before they even had a full record deal. Very cool.
Wow.
So, Michael, Gravity Kills was huge in the 90s industrial scene. Do you hear the line between industrial rock like this versus pure heavy metal, or do you kind of feel like they're the same beast to your ears?
I see the line. I hear the line.
Definitely. There's a lot of sonics, additional sonics with the industrial metal, lots of additional ambiance and synth work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's music meant to be working in like a steel mill. Michael, do you have anything else on Goodbye?
Nothing.
All right. So we'll move right along then to track number 3. This is KMFDM with their song Juke Joint Jezebel. This is the Giorgio Moroder Metropolis mix. Michael, what you got on this?
Again, it's got like a industrial metal feel, like the previous song, but it's got a different feel to it. You know, it's a bit different.
Yeah, I think this has kind of a more guitar-driven sound than the previous song.
Yeah. And the vocals don't sound as much like 9 Inch Nails.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. Did you recognize this song when it played in the film?
No.
Okay, fair enough. This is my personal favorite song on this soundtrack. I love this song. I love the crunchy, hard as metal guitar riff that opens up this song. Again, there's a very 90s industrial metal feel to the song as it kicks into gear. Has this dark, sweaty, danceable feel to it. Sasha Konetsko and N. Esh's vocals during the verses are quiet, almost whispered. You can almost feel the sexual tension in his delivery. I love the chorus to this song. The vocal hook is infectious as hell and makes me sing along every time. The added vocals from Jennifer Ginsburg send the chorus over the top. It adds a layer of mood and naughtiness to the atmosphere. The brief guitar breakdown at the 4:01 mark is killer, almost like a tension release. The song is featured during the brief Sonya and Kano fight scene. KMFDM, which stands for a satirical German phrase roughly translating to no pity for the majority, allowed legendary disco synth pioneer Giorgio Moroder, the guy behind Donna Summer and Scarface, to mix this version, giving it that unstoppable club-ready bass drive. This track blends heavy metal guitar riffs with a straight-up dance club beat. Michael, do you think modern metal bands still pull off this mix of heavy and danceable, or do you think this is more uniquely a 90s phenomenon?
90s. Totally.
At least in the way of the industrial sound anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was never much of one to enjoy EDM music and stuff, so this probably fits in that bracket also. But I always think of EDM music as being distinctly 90s also. Michael, was this your favorite song on the record? No? Okay. Anything else on this one?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move right along to track number 4. This is Psychosonic with their song Unlearn, Josh Wink's live mix. What you got on this, Michael?
I don't like this song.
Fair enough.
That's it. We move on.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I could do without this song. I'm with you. It just doesn't do anything for me at all. This song sounds like a 90s dance pop song that you might hear in a nightclub at the time. There's this steady, pulsating bass beat in the background with some atmospheric swirling around it. Eventually, there is some female vocalizing that comes in that is weaved in and out of the song. This song doesn't appear in the film, so why have it at all, honestly? Clearly, the producer and director didn't think enough of it to include in the film itself. Michael, when you listen to an album inspired by a movie, do you think tracks omitted from the film ruin the flow, or are they just kind of fun bonus material?
The first answer.
Just ruins the whole flow. Yeah, I would take the Stabbing Westward songs over this all day long, but I'm also a Stabbing Westward fan. And yes, we will be covering Stabbing Westward on the show eventually. It's on the roadmap. This song I could just completely do without. Michael, anything else on Unlearn?
Nope.
Okay. So moving on then to track number 5. This is Tracy Lords with her song Control, the Juno Reactor instrumental version. Michael, what you got on this?
I enjoy the song 10 times more than the Unlearned song.
Fair. Totally fair.
It fits the scene that it's in.
Totally. So, this song plays during the Liu Kang reptile fight scene towards the end of the film, just for context for those that don't know.
It just fits so well. Everything about it.
Feels very aggressive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Amazing for a fight.
Perfect for a fight. It's one of those songs that I think would fit really well in the video game itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. There's a steady build-up to open the song. There's this palpable sense of tension. When the song really kicks in around the 44-second mark, it brings the energy. It does utilize a lot of that 90s dance pop drum machine to keep the rhythm moving forward. The electric guitar sounding keyboard parts are the highlight of the song for me. It gives the song a sinister, action-y feel. The song comes to a pause around the halfway point and then resumes with the pulsating beat and a more quiet bit of atmospheric keyboard work. The song begins to slowly build back up and then kicks back into gear around the 4-minute 38-second mark. There's some keyboard part that comes in a few times in the song that I just can't accurately describe what's happening, other than the tone of it reminds me a lot of playing a video game. It's a pretty distinctive tone and one of my favorite pieces of the song. So, interesting story about Tracy Lords. Tracy Lords transitioned from acting into electronic music in the mid-90s. The song was co-produced and remixed by Juno Reactor, a pioneer in the Goa trance scene, which is why it has that relentless, hypnotic driving synth line. Michael, the Liu Kang reptile fight scene is widely considered to be one of the best fights in the film. Do you think that the high beats per minute electronic beat speeds up the martial arts editing?
Yeah.
I think so. It gives the fight a sense of rhythm, right?
Yes, it does.
The editor can cut the fight to the beat and rhythm of the song. I think so. I think it works really well for that.
It does.
Michael, anything else on Control?
No.
Was this your favorite song?
I'm gonna still say no.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about your favorite song on this record.
Why are you chuckling?
Because I was about to bring something up here. So, usually when you and I are discussing music, I'm usually having you pop in on Spotify and check listens. But it's interesting because the 1995 Mortal Kombat soundtrack does not appear on any streaming platforms. So we're listening to my CD version of the album that I ripped to iTunes. So not able to check on the listens on the album, unfortunately. Oh well. All right, moving on to track number 6. This is Orbital with their song Halcyon and On and On. Michael, what you got on this?
I really like the opening to this.
Yeah, it does. I love that beautiful atmospheric opening to this song. Feels spiritual and heavenly.
Yes. It's very chill. And then around the 30 mark, you start hearing that bass.
Yep.
And it starts picking up. It's amazing. I gotta say, this is probably my favorite song on the record.
No kidding. That surprises the hell out of me. Wow. I'm honestly shocked. You've rendered me speechless, sir. Wow. Okay. What is it about this song in particular that really stuck with you and made you decide that this is your favorite? It's definitely unique in the way of not being so dark and aggressive, right? It's very bright. I assume you really enjoy the female vocalizing over the opening section. It's very pretty and adds a lot of gorgeous atmosphere. At the 2-minute 31-second mark, things really start picking up as additional voices join in, and there's the sound of a jangling tambourine that comes in. The atmospherics drop out around the 3-minute 1-second mark, and this song turns into your standard 90s dance pop song. Around the 4-minute 49-second mark, the atmospherics from the beginning start to come back in. It's almost like the song is reprising itself, even though the steady dance pulse never drops out. This is the longest song on the soundtrack at 9 minutes 24 seconds. Honestly, they could have cut it down by about 4 minutes, and it would be fine. The only thing I don't like about this song is how long it drags on. This song plays during the closing sequence of the film. Michael, how do you feel about movie soundtracks ending on an atmospheric, reflective note instead of on a heavy punch?
I think it's fine.
I think so. I think it marks the end of a grand journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to end with a really heavy thud. Sometimes you've been through it. You're there to take the deep breath. Relax, you've won. Yeah, I'm with you. All right, Michael. Anything else on Halcyon and on and on and on?
None.
Okay. All right, so now moving on to track number 7. This is Utah Saints with their song Utah Saints Take on the Theme from Mortal Kombat. What you got on this, Michael?
This ain't bad.
For a remix, it's not bad. I do find it bizarre that they put this song on there before the actual theme from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
It is. And it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Anything you like about it? Anything you don't like about it?
I like the original better.
Oh, the original is an institution. Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a remix of the main theme song of the film. It does incorporate bits of dialogue from the film. There's a 90s electronic dance pop beat that is dropped underneath it that just feels totally unnecessary. I do like the sort of dirty industrial take on the main riff of the song, though. I also enjoy the little dramatic piano pieces they insert at several spots on the song. But once again, this is another one of those songs that doesn't appear in the damn film. Like, why? Just give me the stabbing westward stuff. Whatever. Michael, you got anything else on this one? No? All right. So we'll move right along then to track number 8. This is Geezer with their song The Invisible. Michael, what you got on this?
It's not bad. Again, it's another song that did not make the film.
Correct.
I feel like it could have made a good mark if the vocals wasn't there.
Do you not like the vocals?
I'm not the biggest fan of the vocals.
Oh, interesting. Okay. What don't you like about it? Just curious.
I just don't feel like it fits.
You don't think it fits the song, or you just don't like the vocal, period?
I just don't think it fits the song and what theme it's supposed to be a part of.
Okay. Fair.
Now, the other stuff I could definitely get behind being in the song. Like, the instrumental part's amazing.
Okay, that's fair. The guitars on this have a very dirty and distorted sound to them. Burton C. Bell angrily delivers the vocals during the verses while providing some hypnotic cleans during the chorus. To me, his cleans kind of remind me of Zakk Wylde or Lane Staley. The bass line on this song has a ton of groove to it. I love that descending bass line in the chorus. The section that starts around the 2-minute 46-second mark is my favorite part of this song. There's something fierce and just groovy as hell about it. Geezer was the side project of Black Sabbath bassist Geezer Butler. Knowing that, Michael, can you hear the classic Black Sabbath heavy groove hiding underneath all of that 90s industrial distortion?
I cannot.
No, definitely doesn't sound like Sabbath, does it?
No.
Geezer Butler formed Geezer specifically because he wanted to write heavier, darker, and more industrial-influenced music than Black Sabbath was doing in the mid-90s, recruiting Fear Factory's Burton C. Bell on the vocals. I think it's very cool. It's very different from Sabbath. I'm actually interested in listening to some more of them. I don't know if or how many albums that put out or that band put out, but I'm definitely interested in checking out more of it. If nothing else, just for the sheer fact that it's Geezer Butler and Burton C. Bell, I'm in. Michael, anything else on The Invisible?
I do not have anything else.
Yeah, I like this song. I think it would have been awesome if it would have appeared in the film. This is not one of those songs that didn't appear in the film that I thought could have just been struck. Whatever. Moving on to track number 9. This is Burton C. Bell's other appearance on the soundtrack with his then band Fear Factory with their song Zero Signal. Michael, what you got on this?
This song kind of fits a bit more than the other.
Kinda?
Yeah.
I love the scene that this song is featured in. This is featured during the Johnny Cage Scorpion fight.
Oh.
It's perfect.
And yeah, it fits the scene perfectly. And it's in. Fits amazingly.
Yeah, it fits the unsettling, hellish atmosphere perfect.
Especially after the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, once they come out of the woods and into Scorpion's domain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything in particular you like about this song?
The riffs and drum work.
Totally, dude. Did you like Burton C. Bell's vocals on this better than you did on the previous song?
It fits a bit better than it did on the other song.
Yeah, I think so. When the heavy as hell guitars come in around the 25-second mark, you know you're in for it. I love the syncopated rhythms on this song. It just brings a killer groove. Bell screams out the lyrics in the verses. In the chorus, Bell delivers a clean vocal. I love the keyboards providing additional texture and atmosphere during the chorus. Michael, Fear Factory was one of the first bands to mix brutal death metal growls with clean melodic choruses. As someone from a younger generation, does that vocal transition feel natural to you, or does it take you by surprise? I know we've listened to a lot of other bands that do the same thing, but I'm curious.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if it takes you by surprise?
No.
Is it just something you expect?
I just don't know. I don't know.
Fine. Trying to ask a fun question, you're gonna chicken out with a I don't know. You like double kick drums? You get a ton of that on this song. The section that begins at 3 minutes 13 seconds is the section that appears in the film, and it's one of the coolest and most unsettling parts of the song. Coming out of that section, we're right back into the heavy as Bell rips through the next verse. The song closes out on this big stadium anthem feeling section. It feels huge, and there's a lot more space. The instrumentals on Zero Signal were so precisely timed that director Paul W.S. Anderson edited the entire Johnny Cage versus Scorpion fight scene directly to the rhythm of the song, matching the martial arts strikes to Dino Cazares' palm-muted guitar chugs and Raymond Herrera's double kick triggers. Pretty cool. That's kind of what we were talking about with the Liu Kang reptile fight earlier. Michael, Anything else on Zero Signal?
Nope.
Anything else? All right. So now we'll move on to track number 10. This is Sister Machine Gun with their song Burn. Michael, what you got on this?
I feel like this song would have fit so well if it made the record, not record, the
you had it.
The movie.
Yeah, if it actually made the film.
Yeah. I feel like it would have fit so well, in my opinion.
What do you like about it? Why do you think it would fit?
I feel like it just... I couldn't really explain it. I just feel like it would fit the feel of it.
Yeah, you like the groove.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like it would fit right in with the fight, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that deep bass line has a really infectious groove to it. The vocals have some interesting effects applied to them. There's a lot of reverb on them. And then it sounds like singer Chris Randall is singing through a radio speaker. Did you pick up on that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it when bands use like a vocal distortion, or do you prefer hearing more clear, raw vocals?
It's really just how the feel of the song is.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter to you as long as it fits the feel of the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am about it also. I thought this felt really interesting, and I thought it fit well.
Mm-hmm.
The vocal melodies are simple and easy to latch onto. The vocal melody specifically in the chorus is just hooky as hell.
Mm-hmm.
There's some minimalistic guitar during the chorus that has that industrial feel to it. There's an instrumental section starting at the 2-minute 46-second mark that feels like pure 90s industrial magic. I want so bad for Chris Randall to put a little more strength into his vocals in that last chorus delivery. It would really set the song off, in my opinion. As it is, I enjoy this song for its infectious groove. It's a fun listen when exercising for sure. And yes, I have put this album on when I've gone out on my walks. It's incredible. Michael, anything else on Burn?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move along then to track number 11. This is Type O Negative with their song Blood and Fire Out of the Ashes mix. What you got on this, Michael?
This song is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I was really looking forward to hearing what you thought about this.
I'm really not a fan of it.
No? Don't like it?
Nah.
Anything in particular stand out to you as for why you don't like it? Or what makes you not like it?
I'm just not a fan of it.
This one opens with a very psychedelic 1960s sounding keyboard organ part. Peter Steele's trademark deep vocals come in, and this song turns into a very Doors-esque Jim Morrison-style love song. The guitars are really distorted and fuzzy sounding. At the 2-minute 15-second mark, the song takes a sudden turn to an almost Gregorian monk-style chant section with some acoustic guitar work. Coming out of that, we get a brief guitar solo. At the 3-minute 10-second mark, we get into some super sexy time as Steele does this really sensual, softly spoken word section. That scream at 4 minutes 17 seconds definitely feels like Jim Morrison. Michael, Peter Steele's voice is ridiculously deep and gothic. Does typo negative sound spooky, funny, or genuinely romantic to a teenage listener today?
No.
No. Doesn't work for you, huh?
No.
Typo Negative recorded this version specifically for the soundtrack because the original lyrics on their album Bloody Kisses were deemed too dark and graphic for the movie tie-in label. This song doesn't appear in the film, so...
Makes sense.
I like this song, but I could also see the case for removing it and including another one of the Stabbing Westward songs, so...
Mm-hmm.
Michael, anything else on Blood and Fire?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll move right along then to track number 12. This is Bile with their song I Reject. What you got on this, Michael?
I enjoy this song.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think this would have fit the film very well. I think it would have worked well with the fight with the like four-armed like
Goro?
Yeah, Goro and Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cage?
Cage, yeah, whatever.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
You got what I was trying to say, so.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure Johnny Cash would be up for going up and fighting Goro, I'm just saying. I mean, Johnny Cash was feisty, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure he's who you want fighting Goro for the fate of the world, I'm just saying. When this song starts, I sometimes think I'm about to listen to a Pretty Hate Machine era Nine Inch Nails song. It's really unsettling. There's the sound of someone gagging in the background. The vocal style of Christoph reminds me a bit of Rob Zombie. I love that driving synth rhythm that runs under the second verse. When the heavy, distorted guitars come in, it takes the track up a notch. At the 2-minute, 5-second mark, the song makes a descent as the tempo slowly comes down until it comes to a complete stop. The sound of vomiting closes out the song, fitting of a band named Bile. This song also doesn't appear in the film.
We're on a roll.
Right? Michael, this track literally ends with the sound of someone throwing up. Do you think this is peak 90s edgy shock value? Or is it just gross for no reason?
I don't know. I don't really know how to...
It seems to me like it would be shock value even for today's standards, honestly, so... I'm just... It's unnecessary, but whatever. I'm not the artist. Michael, anything else on I Reject?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll move on then to track number 13. This is Napalm Death with their song Twist the Knife Slowly. By the way, I just want to say before you start giving your thoughts, I love the name of this band, and I love the name of this song. So, with that said, Michael, what you got on this?
Very heavy song. All around. Yeah, just very, very heavy.
It's brutal, dude.
Yeah. Fits the scene song, it's in, too.
Totally. This song sounds like war, man.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Pintado's guitar riff just goes hard as hell. And this song appears during the sequence where Goro starts beating the hell out of human opponent after human opponent. Since you mentioned it. Did you actually like this song? I know you're not real big on the songs where it's nothing but screaming and stuff. I know you like a little melody and stuff too.
It's not bad.
I like this song.
It's not bad.
It fits. It definitely fits the scene that it's used in. I love Danny Herrera's drum fills on this track. They're absolutely blistering. The brutal death growls of Mark Greenway portend the brutality of the fighting in the tournament. The brief breakdown at the 1 minute 44 second mark is so damn satisfying. When I first heard this song, Michael, I had never heard anything like it before, and I remember being scared as hell of it. Now when I listen, I recognize how perfect it is for this film. It's got so much aggression and downright murderous intent. Napalm Death is widely considered the pioneer of grindcore. Michael, when you hear vocals this extreme in a mainstream movie, does it surprise you that Hollywood let this slide?
No.
No? I think it fits pretty well in an action-type movie, or maybe even in a horror film, honestly. Fit real nasty in a slasher flick. Michael, anything else on Twist the Knife Slowly? Okay, so we'll move on then to track number 14. This is Mother's Day Out, with their song What You See, We All Bleed Red. What you got on this, Michael?
It's not bad. It's kind of repetitive. You know?
That's how I feel about your favorite song on the record.
Okay.
It just repeats for way too long.
This one repeats for way too long. It repeats too much, and it's not enough entertainment for me.
That's fair. At least it's not 9.5 minutes.
Okay.
The opening drum beat sounds like they're playing on tin cans. It feels like the band is doing its best to channel Faith No More and maybe a bit of Alice in Chains or Soundgarden. I defy you to listen to this song and not feel like jumping in the pit. Mikhail Moore and Bryce Stevens' fast rap delivery of the lyrics during the verses is probably the weakest part of the song. When the band rips into the chorus, the vocals are much better, delivered in sort of Phil Anselmo style. This song is unrelenting for the entirety of its 4 minute 11-second runtime. That main guitar riff just rips. The song is featured in the scene where Sonia and Jax are making their way through a 90s cyberpunk club looking for Kano. Michael, this track blends rap-style vocal delivery with heavy metal guitars right before the whole nu metal thing blew up in the late 90s. Do you think this song or this band laid the groundwork for bands like Linkin Park or Limp Bizkit?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I could see the influence.
Mm-hmm.
Them and Faith No More.
Yeah.
Michael, anything else on What You See, We All Bleed Red?
No.
All right. So we'll move on then to track number 15. This is The Immortals with their song Techno Syndrome, Mortal Kombat. And this, my friends, is the actual main theme of the film and features most prominently as the film begins. Michael, what you got on this?
And this is another one of my favorites. I love this.
Yes, dude. Absolute banger.
Yes.
Anything in particular that you really like?
Just amazing.
gets you hyped, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love the inclusion of audio clips from the Mortal Kombat video game that are interspersed throughout the song. There's an intense, driving techno dance rhythm to this song. The little synth drum beats that pop here and there sound like a video game sound effect for when a character gets hit. The song definitely has a 90s dance club aesthetic to it, but it's aged like fine wine. This song still has the power to make me want to get up and move. The song is an absolute hype machine. It's fast, it's intense and aggressive. There's also a sense of exoticness to the song, especially when the beginning and closing gongs kick in. I always thought of those gongs as being kind of a part of Asian culture. Techno Syndrome was created by Belgian techno duo The Immortals, members of Lords of Acid. The famous Mortal Kombat shout wasn't originally recorded for the song. It was sampled directly from a 1993 TV commercial for the home console release of the game.
It's cool.
Yeah, fun little fact.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, anything else on Techno Syndrome Mortal Kombat?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move on then to track number 16. We're back with George S. Clinton featuring Buckethead with the song Goro vs. Art. What you got on this, Michael?
It fits so perfectly. That riff is amazing. Everything about this song just fits in the scene it's in.
Totally agree. This song has a very ominous, sinister feel to it. It gives a hopeless, bloody fight vibe.
Yeah.
The up-tempo drumming gives off a sense of urgency, fight or flight, as it were. The thumping bass line and double kick drums give off a declamatory feel. As the song comes to a close, the tempo picks up. The beat feels like a heartbeat quickening. There's a sinister choir that joins in briefly at the end that adds to the unsettling atmosphere. Composer George S. Clinton hired a pre-fame Buckethead to play guitar on the score. Clinton later revealed in interviews that Buckethead recorded his parts in the studio while wearing his iconic KFC bucket and a white theatrical mask, staying in total character while laying down those insane avant-garde riffs. Michael, with Buckethead bringing his signature guitar sound to this orchestral score piece, when you listen to modern action movie scores, do you miss having featured rock metal instrumentalists shredding over the orchestral music?
I don't know. That
To
is
be
a
fair,
good question.
To be fair, I know you don't watch a great deal of movies, so I've always been one to enjoy the sound of a rock metal guitar on a film soundtrack. I think it works really, really well in certain situations. But I am also a huge appreciator of film composers doing full orchestral scores. The guitar is not always a necessary part of that, but I do enjoy it when it joins in.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, anything else on Goro versus Art?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's going to take us to the final song on the album. This is George S. Clinton with the song Demon Warriors, Final Combat. And this music plays in the scene with Liu Kang facing his challenges and the final fight with Shang Tsung. What you got on this, Michael?
I enjoy this. I like the drums and the where it's put in the atmosphere of the final fight and all that. It's amazing.
It's a very cool sounding song.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up with the sound of like a monk chanting. The song kicks in and we feel like we're in a fight for our lives. The swelling of the strings here and there give off an ominous and dangerous vibe. There's something distinctly 90s about the sound of the keyboards. The second half of the song opens up with some solitary strings giving off an air of mystery. The strings remind me a bit of the really haunting, creepy song that Nobuo Uematsu wrote for Final Fantasy VII for the Following the Trail of Blood in the Shinra Tower sequence. The final 50 seconds feel like another fight for our lives. It's intense and gets more urgent as it builds, and then, suddenly, it quietly ends. The original orchestral score written for the film was much more traditional. However, after early test audiences complained that the action scenes lacked energy, producer Stephen Paul and director Paul W.S. Anderson told Clinton to rescore the fights by blending traditional orchestral arrangements with heavy electronic beats and rock instrumentation, giving birth to the iconic hybrid sound. Michael, when you listen to film scores versus video game boss fight music, do you think video game music today has surpassed movie scores in terms of hype and emotion?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know is all I'm going to get out of you? Take a side, man.
It's a good question.
I will say this. I have heaped lots of love and praise on Nobuo Uematsu over the years. I have heaped a lot of praise on him on this very show. I think Uematsu's scores are absolutely gorgeous. And they do create emotion.
I think video game scores have, period, surpassed film scores.
I think video games have probably surpassed films and general popularity with the young crowd. I don't think the young crowd watches as much movies as we used to, especially in my generation and generations before. I could be wrong about that, but I know just observing you and your sister, y'all don't watch movies as much as we do.
Have you not seen how much my sister has watched movies?
Yeah, but she watches a lot of the same stuff over and over again.
That's still watching movie.
Nah, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And you definitely aren't much of a movie person. It's like pulling teeth to get you to come out of your hidey hole and to come and watch a movie. I mean, we're watching Mortal Kombat and you've got your arms crossed and the impress me bro look on your face the whole time.
At all. My arms were never crossed during that whole entire movie. This is a false claim.
Michael, anything else on Demon Warriors Final Combat?
I do not have anything else.
All right. Well, in that case, Michael, we'll move along then to give our ratings and our final thoughts. Michael, let's get your final thoughts and your overall rating out of 5.
31 years later, ancient. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed most of the songs off it. I'd give it a 4. It didn't really... There were some songs that I wasn't the biggest fan of.
That's totally fair. I was definitely interested in seeing how this movie and this soundtrack would hold up to the younger generation, especially with all the advancements in filmmaking technology and this soundtrack being a very distinctly 90s sounding soundtrack. I was interested to see how that would play to your ears. So, yeah, your assessment is totally fair. For me, 31 years later, this soundtrack still remains an absolute banger. Yes, some of it is very much a product of its time. It's very quintessentially 90s. EDM dance music has never really been my thing, but there's just something about some of the songs on this soundtrack that resonate with me. It's likely one of those cases where it's rose-colored glasses, nostalgia things. I remember being so hyped for the Mortal Kombat movie, despite the fact that I had played very little of the games. It was banned in my house. My parents forbid me from playing it. However, they did agree to let me and a friend go see the film together. The film, by today's standards, probably feels a little cheesy, but I think the cheesiness makes it endearing. The music makes it eternally memorable. There are scenes and songs that are seared into my memory forever. The sound of the Immortals' Techno Syndrome as the film opens, when KMFDM's Juke Joint Jezebel starts playing at the start of the Sonya Kano fight, the badass scene in Purgatory at the end of the Johnny Cage Scorpion fight as Fear Factory's Zero Signal loops, the soothing, victorious sounds of Orbital's Halcyon and on as our heroes return from Outworld to celebrate their victory with Lord Raiden. Not all of the soundtrack works for me. It does have some lulls, as I previously expressed, but it's still one of those albums I can throw on when exercising and stay hyped. This is a legendary film soundtrack. Not quite as good as The Crow, but I'd put it just a notch below. I'm also giving it a 4 out of 5. And that'll take us to our question for the audience. What is your favorite track on the 1995 Mortal Kombat film soundtrack, and why? Alright, Michael, now we're going to move on to our next segment. This is Can't Wait. New music coming soon. Michael, anything on your list?
I'm going to make a comment on one of your things.
Okay. So, for me, on August 14th, Marilyn Manson drops his new record, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 2. On August 21st, Weezer drops their new record, The Gold Album. Michael, I assume this is the one you want to talk about. Apparently not. Now they're looking in the Crayola box, the deluxe size box with like 96 colors in it, and they're having to pick out these obscure colors. Recently announced on September 11th, Dreadnought drops their new record, Wars of Spirit, Wards of Light. And on October 23rd, Frontierer drops their new record, Ultraviolet Parasite. Michael, anything else before we move on?
Nope.
All right. So now we'll jump into our final segment. This is Michael's journey, discovering a song from the past. And this time, we're going to get Michael's thoughts on the Supremes' Where Did Our Love Go? The song was written by Motown's legendary songwriting trio Holland, Dozier, and Holland. They originally offered it to the Marvelettes, who had had a huge hit with Please Mr. Postman. The Marvelettes flatly refused to record it, calling it kid stuff and saying it was boring and repetitive. At the time, the Supremes were known around the Motown studio as the No-Hit Supremes because they had released 8 consecutive singles that failed to reach the top 20. When Holland, Dozier, and Holland handed them Where Did Our Love Go?, Mary Wilson and Florence Ballard hated it. They thought the key was too low and the song was too simple, but because they were desperate for a hit, they had no choice but to record it. That iconic marching foot stomp at the opening of the track wasn't recorded on a floor. It was created by Motown arranger Mike Terry, who took a wooden board, laid it across the concrete floor of Studio A, and had members of the studio band stomp on it in heavy work boots to create a loud, rhythmic thud. Because the song was originally written for the Marvelettes' lead singer Gladys Horton, who had a much lower voice, it was set in a lower key than Diana Ross normally sang in. Producer Barry Gordy insisted that Diana sing it in her head voice, lower register, instead of pushing her usual high pop tone. That forced Diana to sing softly, creating the seductive, breathy, and vulnerable vocal style that became her trademark and launched her as an international superstar. Where Did Our Love Go became the Supremes' first ever number one hit single on the Billboard Hot 100 in August 1964. It kicked off an unprecedented streak of 5 consecutive number one hits for the group, followed by Baby Love, Come See About Me, Stop in the Name of Love, and Back in My Arms Again, cementing them as the most successful American vocal group of all time. Featured personnel on this song: lead vocals are provided by Diana Ross, as I mentioned, background vocals by Florence Ballard and Mary Wilson. All instruments were done by the Funk Brothers, bass by James Jamerson, drums by Richard Pistol Allen, guitar by Eddie Willis and Robert White, piano by Earl Van Dyke, baritone saxophone solo by Andrew Mike Terry, vibraphone by Jack Ashford, and of course the foot-stomping percussion by Mike Valvano. And Michael, with that little bit of background out of the way, let's get your thoughts on this song.
I like the beat of it. I like the vocals. I've never heard this song.
Dad strikes again.
I enjoyed it.
Doesn't sound like you enjoyed it.
No, I didn't. I just don't really have much to say.
What'd you think of Diana Ross's vocals on this?
I said they were good.
All right. For me, despite the heart-wrenching lyrics, this song has such an infectious, upbeat rhythm to it. The song opens with, like, that marching on wood sound that I mentioned earlier, that foot stomping, giving a literal oral impression of love physically walking away. The piano riff from Earl Van Dyke is so bright and chipper. It's a really interesting dichotomy between this happy-go-lucky feeling music and the sad lyrics. Michael, this song uses that insanely happy, bright piano riff and a danceable beat to deliver lyrics about heartbreak. Do you like when songs trick your brain like that? Or do you prefer sad lyrics to sound dark and moody?
I don't mind it.
I think it creates a very interesting atmosphere, and it certainly helps make the song more catchy, right? Makes it more memorable.
Yeah.
There's a sweet, melancholy vulnerability to Diana Ross's vocal delivery. She's searching for understanding on why the one she had fallen for wants to leave just when he's finally gotten her. Diana Ross doesn't belt or scream these lyrics. She sings them almost in a quiet, fragile whisper. Michael, do you think that soft delivery makes the heartbreak feel more real than if a power singer blew the roof off the studio?
I think it does make it more heartfelt.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, there are your cases like with Whitney Houston singing a song like I Will Always Love You, and she hits these brilliant high notes and stuff like that. It works well there too. But I do think that on the whole, that softer delivery does make the heartbreak come out more, that emotion come out more.
Definitely.
The backing vocals from Florence Ballard and Mary Wilson provide additional emphasis and emotion, plucking at your heartstrings. Rhythmically and musically, this song has always reminded me a bit of Baby Love, which was another hit from the Supremes. Michael, let's get your rating out of 5 on this.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Michael gives it a perfect score. All right, Michael. Well, up next on your journey, we're going to cover John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band's On the Dark Side. And for our main topic on the next episode, we're going to celebrate our 2nd anniversary by doing a check-in on our top 5 records of all time. Plus, Michael and I are going to rank all of Periphery's records. Are you ready for that discussion, Michael?
Yes, indeed.
Sweet. All right. Well, with that said, we want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms, such as Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. We are part of the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. Check out all of the podcasts on the network by visiting spdmcrew.com.
If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We're also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us be found in the algorithm. Make them good and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out and possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message. We'd love to check you out and give you a shout. We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Leitmotif and Movement podcast.
Take care and enjoy music.